Nigeria is currently estimated to have a population of 160 million people. Comprised of 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory, it operates a federal government system patterned after the United States of America. The United Nations anticipates that Nigeria will become the third largest country in the world by 2050 with 399 million people. As a growing population, there are ongoing concerns about the quality of education the average Nigerian acquires and the level of sacrifice it takes to attain this. The rising number of unemployed graduates, state crimes, population growth, expensive schools, brain drain, as well as the need to study abroad. Let us take a quick tour on the history in education in Nigeria. Before the arrival of Islamic and Western education, indigenous education was an informal type of education offered within communities by community members. Back then, the major learnings were farming, trading, craft work, and so on. This was before Nigeria's independence. In the north, education was strictly religious in nature. In most Muslim communities, children as young as 5 years old were taught the Quran and Arabic alphabets. Formal Western type of education was introduced by British missionaries in the 1840s. The Anglican Church Missionary Society, CMS, started several schools in the mid-1800s. The colonial government also showed support by providing the church with financial aid. Free education and government policies, 1950 to 1980. From 1955, the free education scheme was introduced by the Western region, which was a milestone in the educational history of Nigeria. This era saw a remarkable growth of schools at all levels, primary, secondary, as well as tertiary. Teacher training institutions were equally expanded, all with the aim of translating the proposal of the government into a reality. By the end of 1958, the number of primary schools had risen as high as 6,670, and school population at all levels rose to 1,037,388 students, primary school level. It is worthy of note that in 1958, 41.2% of the total recurrent budget was devoted to education alone, which was the government's demonstration of the great importance of education in Nigeria. Over time, both the northern and particularly the southeastern region all came up with various education agenda and initiatives to improve the quality of education throughout the nation. Educational structure in Nigeria. Nigeria's education system today encompasses three different sectors: basic education, 9 years, post-basic senior secondary education, 3 years, and tertiary education, 4 or 6 years, depending on the program of study. The West African Examination Council (WAEC) was set up in 1952 as a corporate body charged with the responsibility of conducting examinations in the public interest in West Africa. Such examinations were to qualify candidates for certificates which were equivalent to those from similar examining authorities in the United Kingdom. Prior to that time, the University of Cambridge Local Examination Syndicate, University of London School Examinations Matriculation Council, and West African Departments of Education met in 1948 to discuss the future policy of education in West Africa. Over the years, the nation's educational system has declined tremendously, leaving us with the question, how did we get it wrong? In retrospect, education has been the top priority of previous Nigerian governments. However, the educational system is still far from being ready for the challenges of the new century. Even though Nigeria has expressed a commitment to education with the belief that overcoming illiteracy and ignorance will form a basis of accelerated national development, there remain inequalities in adequate access to decent education. Millions of people are still being excluded from the processes and outcomes of education. Challenges in the educational sector. There are a lot of challenges facing the educational sector. Some of them include poor funding towards education. The United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, recommends that 26% of the nation's budget should be allocated to the educational sector. Low-quality graduates. Neglect in this sector results to a graduate who can't deliver as his certificate has promised. Parents, teachers, stakeholders and the citizens of Nigeria are slowly losing confidence in the educational sector, especially in recent times. The major challenge with most educational solutions is lack of content. A platform that is both user-friendly in seeking knowledge and has a wide variety of both educational and practical materials is hard to find, expensive to fund, and requires dedication. The average teacher in Nigeria is underpaid. Lack of monetization for content creators. As we speak, there is no robust platform in place that protects the content of educational content creators from piracy. In summary, many students cannot translate knowledge gained from the class into useful solutions in their everyday lives. Are students given relevant education to help them thrive in today's world? Clearly, there is a hole that needs to be filled in the Nigerian education system. The importance of knowledge and learning has been recognized since the beginning of time. A literate economy helps the foundation of the country and its development. Here are some of the roles education plays in economic development. Return on investment. Education is a great return on investment both to the individual and the economy. It empowers the individual to reason, question situation with critical thinking. It gives them the opportunity to improve their quality of life. In this new world, the ability of workers to compete is handicapped by the poor performance of education systems in most developing countries. Technological change and global competition demand the mastery of competency and the acquisition of new skills for many. Expansion of opportunities. Technology is playing a huge role in recent times to ensure easy access to learning, thus bridging the gap in distance learning. E-learning can create a lot of opportunities to some degree of cost in the educational sector. It can help boost literacy rates in countries where literacy rates are low and school children struggle to complete their education. A few private bodies in Nigeria have responded positively to its challenges in both the primary, secondary and tertiary schools to build ICT facilities and equip them to world standard. The Edutech space in Nigeria has also evolved in the last few years to be a vibrant and innovative space with a number of Edutech companies offering various positive school solutions. Since e-learning is fundamentally about learning, therefore, the strategic development of e-learning should be based on the needs and demands of learners and the quality of the educational experience. Students need to be armed with practical skills and knowledge such as technological skills, critical thinking skills, leadership skills, financial literacy that will help them survive in the global world and prepare them to face the challenges of the nation. In the last decade, both government and private bodies have thought up creative solutions to aid education using technology. We have had a lot of tech exhibitions by tech startups on education in Nigeria, showcasing their innovative solutions. This, therefore, shows how technology can solve our nation's education access problems. However, the challenge we all face is having the right level of quality curriculum-aligned content. Content is key. Tech solutions lacking the right level of content will not successfully impact the advancement of the education agenda. As the nation moves forward in providing a stable economy, we believe that the society that makes education their top priority will be thought leaders in times to come. We are a resilient nation that stands strong despite its controversial and troubled times. It is vividly clear that education will be the catalyst to lead Nigeria out of its recurring problems. Till then, we must do our best to ensure our children get the best of education. The lack of adequate education for its children weakens the Nigerian system at its foundation. Schools and parents need a solution that provides content that can be accessed either online or offline. A solution that also has the capability to self-auto-generate mock tests based on past assessment questions and provide real-time evaluation all in one suite. Also, publishers need a piracy-protected scalable solution that enables them to digitally distribute their books to the public and to a specific school framework. The lack of the right amount of digital education content and curriculum-aligned textbooks in the learning solutions is an issue that needs to be tackled. A solution that addresses these challenges will be ideal, and the big question is, can we find that one solution that provides curriculum-aligned content within a flexible and scalable framework? This is the big question.